Wearing books as cannon fodder, I rely on animal bosses to become a god. Chapter 1 Crossing the Other World, the Boss's Infinite Stream. When Chu Linghan woke up, he only felt that his mind was slightly dizzy, and the surrounding environment was unfamiliar, not at all like the moment when he was still clearing the game just now. As an Infinite Stream boss, Chu Linghan has completed countless levels in the past, killed countless monsters, and can even communicate freely with various animals, and is a top existence with both combat power and intelligence. However, this time, instead of returning to the familiar real world, he slipped into a novel, becoming the supporting actress of the same name. Chu Linghan in the novel is a control group who is arranged to be the heroine's light. She does not distinguish between grains and weeds, her IQ is so low that it is distressing, and her body is so sick and weak that she falls like the wind, and her only advantage is that she has a beautiful face. All this is carefully designed by the author in order to make the excellence of the heroine more distinct. Chu Linghan stood in front of the mirror, looking at the familiar and unfamiliar face, and sneered in his heart, it seems that the game mode has changed this time, and I have to start again. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 2 The Starting Point of the Counterattack of the Sick and Weak Female Partner. Chu Linghan had just adapted to the various weaknesses of this body, and was sneered at by the eldest ladies in the family. I heard that Chu Linghan's health has been worse recently, I'm afraid it's not as good as a vase. The corners of Chu Linghan's mouth raised a contemptuous smile. She already had the ability to flow in the infinite stream, the strongest force value, and the talent to communicate with animals, which did not exist at all in the original book. She walked to the window and called a black eagle outside the house, Feather Shadow, help me scout, is there any change outside the city recently? The black eagle flapped its wings and flew out, and after a while, it reported, there is an abnormal gathering of demonic beasts in the eastern valley, and the power is huge, it may be that the demonic beast lord is about to move. Chu Linghan nodded, and his eyes gradually became sharp. Since the original book arranged for her to be cannon fodder, she turned over as cannon fodder and let everyone see what a real strong person is. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 3 The Rebellious Contrast. The nobles in the city still thought that Chu Linghan would become more and more sick and weak like in the novel, but in fact, she quietly began to exercise her body, relying on the combat skills brought from the infinite flow. Her body was agile and full of strength. She sneaks into the forests outside the city at night, communicating with various animals, and even using wolves, birds of prey, and even pythons as her eyeliner and bodyguards. One night, a sudden monster attack shatters the calm of the town. Chu Linghan appeared with an animal legion and caught the demonic beast off guard. Even though she is physically weak, she can still effectively repel the monster with her agility and agile command. When the news spread, the nobles were shocked. They thought she was an incompetent female partner, but they didn't expect it to be a hidden boss. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 4 The Heroine's Shadow and Unexpected Alliance. The heroine Li Ziqin has always been a flawless existence in the story, and everyone worships her, but she senses Chu Linghan's abnormality. At a palace banquet, Li Ziqin secretly tested Chu Linghan. You look sick and weak, how can you even fight off the demonic beasts? Could it be that you are hiding some secrets? Chu Linghan smiled slightly, Ziqin, don't underestimate anyone. The real strong man is not looking at the surface, but can shine in the dark. The two began to have a subtle interaction. Li Ziqin also has a lot of secrets hidden by his side, and Chu Linghan's animal abilities even reveal a dark conspiracy in the court. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 5 Conspiracy Exposure and Role Reversal. In an accident, Chu Linghan discovered that someone in the palace was using demonic beasts for assassination, and she and Li Ziqin temporarily formed an alliance to investigate together. During the investigation, Chu Linghan used animal eyes and ears to collect intelligence, and found out the truth that she was used as a scapegoat. In the original book, she was designed as imbecile cannon fodder, all because someone wanted to cover up the real big conspiracy. As the truth emerges, Chu Linghan is no longer just cannon fodder, but the key to driving the story to a turning point. Li Ziqin turned from an opponent to an ally, and the two joined hands to fight against the Black Hand behind them. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 6 The decisive battle is coming, the strongest outbreak of the animal boss. The day of the final battle arrives, the Warcraft army attacks the town, and the traitors to the palace reveal their true colors. Chu Linghan led the animal army to charge into battle, flexibly using infinite flow of combat skills, and continuously burst out with ultra-high damage. Li Ziqin led the palace guards, and the two cooperated tacitly, and the battlefield was like a big theater, which was wonderful. At the critical moment, Chu Linghan used the special information provided by the animals to design traps to wipe out the traitors and the Warcraft Lord. Chapter 7 Get out of the setting and become your true self. After the war, Chu Linghan's identity was revealed, and she was no longer the cannon fodder who was set to be sick and brainless, but a strong person who was really respected. She offered to rewrite the story, reshape her destiny, and no longer be bound by the script in the novel. Li Ziqin and Chu Linghan stood side by side on the high platform of the castle, facing the future. Both of them understood that this was a new beginning that belonged to them. Chapter 8 The Crisis of the New World. After Chu Linghan successfully counterattacked, the people in the city respected her, and Li Ziqin officially regarded her as his most trusted ally. But just as everyone celebrates the victory, a new threat looms over the land. The ears and eyes of the animals caught an abnormal breath, and Chu Linghan summoned the closest wolf guards, the black eagle Feather Shadow, and the mysterious owl in the forest, the night pupil. This breath is not just as simple as a demonic beast. I feel that a force from another world is stirring. Chu Linghan frowned. Another world? Could it be that we have a bigger stage? She decided to go into the forbidden place outside the city, the ancient sealed land, to find the source of this power. Chapter 9 The Forbidden Land Conspiracy, The Shadow of the Book Wearer. In the Forbidden Land, Chu Linghan found a forgotten ancient formation, engraved with unfamiliar runes, emitting a misty light. She interlaced animal perception with the infinite flow of memories from the past, and realized that this was a sign that the traveler had left in this world. Someone came here before me. Chu Ling said in a cold voice. Just as she was probing, a strong dark force struck, and Chu Linghan barely resisted, but the strength was still suppressed. At this time, a voice sounded in her head, Chu Linghan, don't waste your efforts, you are destined to be just cannon fodder in this book, and you can't change the ending. Chu Linghan struck back, since that's the case, I'll break it. After the fierce collision of minds, she had a whimsical idea and used the energy attracted by the animals to break the seal of the ancient array. Chapter 10 The Writers' Alliance, More Than Cannon Fodder. After the seal is broken, 3 book wearers from different worlds appear, each of whom is burdened with the fate of being a failed character in the book. One of them, named Luo Chuanli, is the younger brother of a high-level magician who was arranged to be the villain. The other, named Xia Mo, was the prince who was designed as a vase. There is also a mysterious shadow, whose name will not be revealed for the time being. We are all underestimated people in this book, and only by joining forces can we break the established destiny. Luo Chuanli said. Chu Linghan nodded. In this case, we will form an alliance of book wearers, support each other, and break free from the shackles of fate together. Chapter 11 The Fog of Political Intrigue and Betrayal. After returning to the castle, the alliance of book wearers began to gather information, only to find that the palace was already full of traitors, and there were even people secretly contacting enemies in the other world behind their backs. On the one hand, Li Ziqin wanted to protect Chu Linghan, but on the other hand, he fell into the contradictions of political whirlpool, and the identity of his former friend or enemy was no longer clear. Chu Linghan used the power of the animal spy network and the members of the alliance to crack a number of assassination plots, and also discovered that the real Black Hand was a yin and yang messenger in the upper echelons of the palace, a mysterious person who controls the soul and destiny. Chapter 12 The Appearance of the Dark Yin and Yang Messenger. The Yin and Yang Messenger is a mysteriously hidden force in the world of this book, and he crosses the line of fate to bring the novel to the end he expects. He tried to force Chu Linghan to accept the fate predestined in the book and give up resistance. But Chu Linghan relied on the power of animals and the assistance of the book wearers to gradually crack the spell of the Yin and Yang Messenger, and a life and death duel kicked off in the highest tower of the castle. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 13, The Final Battle, Breaking the Chains of Fate. In the decisive battle, Chu Linghan led the animal army and the members of the alliance to resist the fate of the yin and yang messenger with wisdom and courage. The black eagle feather shadow shuttles through the air to deliver information, the wolves repel enemy forces on the ground, and the night pupil owl exposes the flaws of the yin and yang messenger. Chu Linghan used the skills brought from the infinite stream to launch the ultimate blow, breaking the shackles of fate, and the yin and yang messenger was finally defeated. The plot of the world began to collapse and restructure, and it was no longer controlled by the established script. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 14, The Dawn of a New Destiny. After the storm, the castle returned to peace. Li Ziqin and Chu Linghan stood on the city wall and looked into the distance. The future is no longer an ending written by others. Chu Linghan said. It's a story we wrote ourselves. Li Ziqin responded with a smile. The alliance of bookwearers gradually dissolves, and everyone goes their own way to freedom, but agrees with each other that any future crisis will be faced together. Chu Linghan returned to the embrace of the animals, and this time, she was the true master, both humans and animals, subject to her will. Chapter 15 Fate Reshaped, Friendship Trial. After the final battle, the relationship between Chu Linghan and Li Ziqin went further, but the other members of the bookwearers alliance gradually separated due to differences in fate. Luochuan Li decides to follow the path of magic that she has been deprived of, while Xia Emo returns to the kingdom to try to rewrite her identity. At this time, a new problem arose in the city. Some nobles and forces were dissatisfied with Chu Linghan's rise and secretly united to plan a political storm in an attempt to tear apart the peace that had just been rebuilt. Chu Linghan still uses her powerful animal ability and cool mind to gradually resolve the crisis, but in the process, she also realizes that she can't always rely on strength to solve problems. Trust and people's hearts are the long-term way. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 16, The Power of the Heart, The Call of the Animal Kingdom. One day, Chu Linghan suddenly received an unexpected message. The ancient guardian god of the animal kingdom appeared and summoned her to the secret realm to unlock an ancient curse. This curse threatens the ecological balance of the entire continent, and if it gets out of control, it will lead to the destruction of the world. Chu Linghan took Feather Shadow, Night Pupil and her wolf clan troops deep into the secret realm, encountering various gifted animals on the way, and had to overcome layers of tests. This journey not only tested her strength, but also trained her mind and empathy, allowing her to truly understand the deeper meaning of communicating with animals. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 17 The Tree of Life and the Last Judgment. In the depths of the secret realm, Chu Linghan discovered a tree of life that had been corroded by darkness, which was the foundation of the entire domestic ecology. The source of the curse is none other than the dark seed tainted by the residual power of the yin and yang emissary, slowly eroding the tree of life. Chu Linghan decided to sacrifice his own life force and merge with the patron saint of the animal kingdom to purify the tree of life. At this moment, although her body was fragile, her spirit had reached an unprecedented peak. The boundaries between animals and humans blur in her, and she becomes a bridge, a guardian of the two worlds. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 18, The Epilogue, the Beginning of a New Era. The curse is lifted, the tree of life is restored, and the continent ushers in long-lost peace and prosperity. Chu Linghan is known as the guardian of the heart of animals. Although her body is still a little sick, her spirit and will are indestructible. Li Ziqin stood beside her, and the two of them jointly pledged to protect the land and not let any darkness invade again. The characters in the book gradually break away from the original script and welcome their real lives. Underscore 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 un. Postscript. This is a story of fate and freedom. Chu Linghan was originally just a cannon fodder female supporting role in the book who was designed to fail, but she used her infinite power and intelligence to subvert everyone's cognition and break the established fate. She uses her deep bond with animals to show gentleness and perseverance beyond strength. In this fantasy world, everyone can choose their own path, no matter what the starting point is, and true strength comes from inner conviction. The story is over, but the adventure that belongs to Chu Linghan has just begun.